your airport is now your taxi rank. You know, you're there every 5 days. You know, so you get used to it, and it's just, you know, every day you wake up and you're like, oh shit, this is actually the life I'm living now. So also that took time to sink in, because it happened like the change was quick in a short space.
From CNR JUTA De Beer, imina umsindisi wesiko, umvelisi Mnqango umelisi wesizwe, formerly known as Lwazi Madonsela, bringing you a show about creative entrepreneurs live from the landmark that not only birth SA street culture but also formalize the street hustle. On today's episode, we have
Artvillain, your favorite shooter's shooter.
CNR JUTA De Beer coming to you live. Spit to put cover Zel Mavov. Artvillain to the streets.
Yes.
Worldwide this season. How you doing?
I'm good, and how you doing?
Blessed and highly favored, man. Mere fact that we can meet, work, do everything, man.
You know,
it's a blessing. The pandemic.
Yeah, it's been a long time as well.
It's been a long time. I think the last proper conversation we had, I was like, yo, I have this idea. Everyone should start an agency because they're going to undercut us and not pay us.
Those were the like what we were pursuing back then, the agency level.
Agency level.
Yeah.
And then you realize that corporate, the invoice clears fast. But as a business.
It's a business,
As a business, so you got to register. How's life been so far?
It's been, I don't know, roller coaster. It's just been up and down, maintaining, I guess. The highs and the lows. It's been crazy.
Because some stage you were doing like what? Worldwide tour?
Yeah.
You're on the road?
I was on the road for like a year and a half, actually.
How's that burnout? I'm suffering from just working Monday to Monday.
I think at some point you get used to it, but it's like, you get used to it, and it was just like the thrill as well. You know, the thrill. Your airport is now your taxi rank. You know, you're there every 5 days. You know, so you get used to it, and it's just, you know, every day you wake up and you're like, oh shit, this is actually the life I'm living now. So also that took time to sink in, because it happened like the change was quick in a short space. So it was dope.
For me, I think you're one of a handful of people. There's this thing like in our culture as black people. You seem to ways like you're following your calling.
Yes.
I feel like you're one of those people who knew what they've always wanted to do from jump, and you pursued it.
Yes.
Did you make that choice actively?
No, I think that was just like my subconscious, and I actually got to realize that now. Like, you know, when you start learning about how stuff works, how shit works, and how like everything is connected. And then you look back to all the things you've done and you be like, wow, I was doing all of these things subconsciously. So I've always done everything that felt right. Just energy, I guess. Anything that felt right. I mean, some of the things were also in my control, but like, anything that felt right as well.
But how do you maintain the drive? Because I'm on the road for 1 year, dog. Shooting the biggest stars in the world. Man, I must come back. You want me to shoot your little conference?
I guess you're in a space where, like, I just had to get uncomfortable again. Being on the road with like someone, like just a specific person, can make you comfortable. You get used to the style. You get used to each other, and I don't know. It was just getting uncomfortable again, which was tough. Because, I mean, change, when you're used to shit like being done for you.
You're in VVIP everywhere.
Everywhere, it's just like princess treatment.
There's no bills anymore.
Yeah, so now when you get back and you're like, oh shit, actually a whole lot of shit is in my control now. So, you know, that's when you get to like pay more attention to your life and what you do. And being on the road is quite like fast. Like, you don't see a lot of things because you wake up the next day, you need to leave. You know, so you don't have time to like process and like gather. Like, okay, I'm in this country. You know, you get to a country, next thing you go into another one. So when do you get the time to like sit and observe and feel like, okay, this is actually my life? So, yeah.
Damn, you relate to A$AP 12's line where it was like, the flight's longer than the stay.
What does that mean?
It's like the flight is longer than the stay.
Yes,
like we here at the airport.
It's like, actually shit. That's the dope line. The flight is long. Yeah, basically.
That's crazy.
Basically.
Man. That's crazy. And then how do you do your rate card? Because you're an international photographer. It's no longer like, yo, I used to charge 5K per hour.
I don't know. It's just I've always made it. I'm always trying to make it the most logic way. So like, you know, you look at your equipment, you look at your time. I mean, like judging, like it's hard to like judge like and say, okay, I've got this experience. And you need to charge X amount. It's something that you like can't measure. So I don't know. I just go back to it. Felt right that okay, if my equipment is this much, then I'm gonna add on, you know. And then the rest is just like okay. I mean, it's been like 6 years, so it feels right that you know I'm worth this much. And other things is just more passion driven, I guess. Yeah, and it's just sometimes it's more than the coins, you know. I'm still at that point in my life where some things are very passionate to me. As much as it's about bills and stuff, it's like you're still an artist at the end of the day. So yeah, it's just your craft, you know.
And as an artist, as someone you've been practicing, like you were shooting, I know of you to have been shooting since you were in high school.
Yeah.
How important was it for you to then say, let's go formalize and let me go to school for it? Because a lot of kids, they say, like sekazini. And then that's it.
That was me. I think the whole thing was just to get like, I mean, anyone can take photos, but like, can you sell them? You know, so it was more of the business aspect. Because I always knew that I am an artist. And I don't think I could fail in the artist department, you know, probably depending on how I feel. But it was more the logistic side of it. You know, a lot of artists don't have like a good logistic, I don't know, like side to them, you know, so management, all of that stuff. And artists are very emotional. So when you have a business or you run a business, you just have to put your emotions aside most of the time. And, you know, you're an artist, you're emotional, your work is emotional. So if you're in the business space, then a lot of logic elements comes to it, which clash, you know. So, yeah, I think it was more of like the logistics. So basically just the business behind the creative. Because I also wanted to be in charge. I didn't want like someone to handle everything, and I'm just the artist. You know, I really want to be involved. I want to know what's this. I want to know how much is this. So I think that was that. Just managing your life, and yeah.
Because my start into understanding you and music business as a photographer started with the Jazzidisciples project.
Yes.
I think that one. How's your life after that? Like seeing your work on like everyone's phone. It's one thing to be on Instagram, and then you're on data file host. You're on some more.
Yeah. I think at that point it came very subtle because I think I already shot like a few album covers. So, you know, maybe like I don't know. Maybe I was a bit naive, or things were just happening too quick. But it wasn't impact that I paid attention to at that time. So I only said after like 3 years, and I was like, oh shit, like you remember me because of that, you know. Yeah, and I think from that point, I'm just trying to calculate the time frame. Was that after? I don't know if that was after the Ricky shoot or before.
It was before.
It was before
the Ricky Kushesha or the Ricky Off-White.
No, the Ricky in my hood.
La Pashama Park.
Yes, yes.
You're on fire, actually.
Yeah.
Now that you talk about
That's what I'm saying. But that was all in 1 year. Yeah, that was all in 1 year, which was 2019. Yes. So, yeah, I mean, I only got to see that impact after, you know, growing up, meeting new people who knew me for that. Yeah.
And do you think you as a photographer, you'll ever get to the stage where you're like, you know what, like this gallery here, like Kalishnikov, you know what, let's do a gallery show? Yeah,
for sure. I've always wanted to do one. It's just at this point you try to find a lot of like a financial strategy behind it. You know, the art is there. It's just like trying to see how, you know, like a strategy behind it, like how the benefits and you know who, just because I want to do it the right way.
Sure.
Yeah, just trying to see, but yeah, I really want to do, you know, that's like a childhood dream, I guess, as an artist or a photographer or, you know, any creative. It's just displaying your work. I still want to, like, you know, complete those goals. And yeah, it's like a dream as a creative. I mean, you as well.
It's a big dream.
It's a big dream.
It's a big dream, man.
Soon, I think time and place, you know, come together, and yeah.
And then for you, when you doing all this work, man, you doing your work. You're the son of the streets. You know. Everyone always feels this need to, like, yo, Kab, I'm from your hood, man. Put me on.
Yeah.
How are you handling that? Like, yo, you really want the best for niggas, but also,
yeah,
you're trying to eat too.
I mean, I get that a lot, and like I always try. Let me just tell you what I learned. So, you know, coming up as well, I was one of those kids, and there was people in my hood that were like big. You know, I don't want to mention names because it's gonna be like, you know, weird, because it's gonna be like, oh, this is how you felt. But I took it as a lesson, you know, and they made me understand. So, you know, I kept on texting the homie. I'm like, yo, let's work, and he didn't give me a response. And like in my head, I was, you know, getting emotional. I was like, why is he not responding? Because I'm dope, and you know. And then he responded. He was like, you know, when people work with each other, they should be more or less on the same levels, especially if it's organic, you know. So I took that and I was like, shit, you're right. You know, and at that point, they were already like traveling overseas, and like they were really doing shit, like, and they were actually from the hood. So I was like, damn, like I just want one shoot, like, dog, it's even in the hood, it's fine, like, you know. So they got to explain that to me, and I was like, actually, you're right. And then 3-4 years later, they on my set, like a music video set, assisting me.
That's crazy, because you know what instinctually happens to everyone when they hear that. Like, nah, nigga, you are telling me you are too hot for me. Fuck you. That's the initial instinct.
That's it.
How do you keep your composure and still be inspired, though? Because, like, you were acting too big. Now you're on my set. That's the perfect time to say, look at you, young man.
But as well as, like, I still had that respect for him, even when he was on my set. I was like, oh shit, like, you coming to my shit? You know, I still had that respect for him, regardless of what happened, or, you know, because I never took it personal. What he said actually, like, made me, like, understand a lot. Yeah, it unlocked me, because, like, I was like, oh shit. So I've kind of used that to, like, navigate the upcoming.
Sure.
To be like, you know, I see you doing your thing. It's very progressive, you know, and, you know, I try and make them understand that, like, you know, some things you give them time, opportunities you give them time, you know, yeah.
How are you navigating right now? Because from my experience, client wants you to shoot, edit, market, brand, the whole thing, and then they still want to pay you for the price of you editing only. Not factoring that there's an Uber to get to where you're working. There's the equipment cost, creative cloud cost.
I've always made, like, clients understand, you know, negotiating is not a bad thing in business. Always negotiate, even though it feels uncomfortable. Step on the toes, start at your high prices, go down, you know, like, you get to understand that, oh shit, I'm also dealing with, like, human beings. So there's a lot of, like, emotional responsibility to it that comes with it. So yeah, it's just, I just had to learn how people work, you know, and understand that, yo, some things, you know, as much as it's formal, a lot of, like, emotions are included. So you try and make them understand, you know. And with art, it's not like it can't go from A to B. It's not like a measurement, you know. So if I choose not to hire a crew, it is always going to expose on the art. Art will always expose if you didn't prepare, if you had less time to do it. It's just always gonna, like, expose you. So I've made them understand that, like, if you want me to shoot, edit, and do everything alone, it doesn't work. And I'm at that point where I don't mind breaking bread, because each person I work with is like, it's more about, like, that my reputation, and it's become less about the coins and, you know, trying to get that huge percentage. Like, I've gotten to a point where you need to break bread because I can't do. If I need a graphic designer, I hire out one. If I need a producer, I you know, and those are the things that I'm also capable of. But I've respected people and in their own departments. Be like, okay, you do this shit every day. You do it more than me, you know. And I feel like same thing how we worked together at that point.
Yeah.
You were already doing graphics,
Yeah.
but you were like, this nigga actually does it.
For me, like, if you can tap that pocket, I'm gonna let you tap that pocket.
That's what I'm
not
saying.
me.
Yeah, and I have to understand that like breaking bread is what it is at the end of the day. Like it's always gonna like show, and also like people that I work with, people that I look up to, they've always showed me that break bread. You know, because I always thought that they getting like a whole lot of coins, and when I realized is that like they actually breaking bread with you. You know, they transparent. Be like, hey dude, this is what they saying. I'm breaking this much with you. I'm taking this. I'm like, oh okay, cool, this works. So. Yeah.
Damn. Do you still do passion projects?
A lot. I mostly work with people that like my style. So, I mean, I do get like projects where it's just doing it to get shit done. Sharp, we need PR pictures, whatever. I do get those. I do enjoy those. Like, I try find some passion within, like, try make it different. Like, PR pictures are PR pictures, but you know, you can make it different in a way, you know, add character to it. So, yeah, I mostly work with people that, like, they come to me for my shit, my style.
Sure.
So I hardly get, like, situations where you come to me and then after you be like, oh, no, I expected this, or, you know.
You're getting paid in exposure.
Yeah, no, it's like, you know, you came for me because you wanted this shit. You know, people have their own style. People, this is art.
Everyone retouches differently.
Yeah. So I was like, you saw my stuff and you wanted that. I gave you the standard. I always produce the standard that's within me.
Quick question: do you charge a retouch fee?
Depending.
Because I've noticed a lot of people are retouches. That's all they do. Like, he will send you pictures, he retouches them, sends it back to you, you send it to client.
Depending. With like any work that requires some sort of perfection, yes. But mostly it's like I try and make the perfection with my own stuff. Because I hardly retouch my own work. You know, it's rare, you know, unless maybe there's something maybe, you know, that I don't like or that might, you know, give off a different perception of the art. So there and there, when it's needed, yes. I studied to do it, so I can do it. Yeah.
Damn. And then the podcast, the title is JUTA DE BEER, because we live on JUTA DE BEER. And I've always felt like there's no other place in the country like where you like the cool kid is here, the next generation, the next wave is here. Like we're in Braamfontein, but Braam is this corner. Yes. It's literally just here.
A lot of people and
What's your best memory here?
Damn, actually it's so crazy because when I entered, I saw Sandile and I haven't seen Sandile in like. I was still a young man, still running around. So, it brought back a lot of memories, like, oh shit, and this is where we met up.
Yeah, RCC.
Yes, he was like, yo, come through. Even before that, my greatest memory, there's actually a lot. I think there's like two. There was when I had like a proper like cool kid photo shoot. I had the photo shoot here in Braam. That was like entering that whole Braam all black stage. And I think that was like my first time in Braam. So like I had like a street photo shoot with like models and stuff. Like it was a big thing for me, and I just remember vividly, because memories come. I mean, pictures come with like the memory. You can remember, oh shit, after this happened, that happened.
Sure.
At that moment you're able to, draw memories to it. So yeah, that. I'm trying to remember. That was when there was Onyx here. I think that was like the second one, and it was different because the first one, like, I was trying so hard to enter, and I had a general ticket, but I was shooting. So this one, they hit me up and like, yo, come shoot.
You popping now?
Yeah.
You shouting at Onyx during Onyx?
During Onyx, and that was like,
now.
I was like, what?
That was Cotton Fest for the youth.
That was Cotton Fest for the youth, and a lot of people don't know. So to me, that was like, shit, like, that back in Constitutional here, I was trying to get in so hard, even backstage, you know, trying to talk to William and all of that. So yeah, I think that was like, yeah, those are one of like my fondest memories. Yeah, waiting for Ubers late, trying to like, you know, shasha a driver to take you back to the hood at like 2 a.m.
Sure.
Yeah, just memories like that, you know, like when there was like shit was different back then. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah.
And then, do you still think we need a landmark where people can meet, like, because we all digital now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is there a landmark now? Hey, the landmark now is the club, man. For most people, I don't know. Like, even coming to BRAAM today felt like different. I mean, like coming to BRAAM recently feels different because it's like, you know, you used to be in the space.
You're not gonna bump into IS.
Yeah, you know, you're not gonna, like, what are the chances?
Gondo's not here.
Yeah, Gondo's not here. Stilo Makolito's not here. MK is not here.
Damn, MK is not here.
He's not here. And
Slice
actually,
is here downstairs.
I mean, you know, yeah. You know, Slice can remind you that, yo, it's still like a boys and bucks type of atmosphere. You know,
Sure.
There's nothing like, it's different now. And like the last time I was here at Uncle Fauzi, I actually bumped into MK and I was like, actually, this makes sense. Like, I could feel that I'm in BRAAM. You know, as soon as you bump into people like Slice, MK, YS, you're like, oh shit, I'm in BRAAM. Like Sandile as well. I mean, Sandile's like here most of the time. Actually, we need to, like, I don't know, it needs to come back in a way.
Must do a reunion.
Yeah, it needs to, but I don't know.
Streak, number record.
It's
like, nah.
Nah. You know, you don't see Cedric anymore. I mean, you used to catch Cedric, and this is where actually Cedric.
This was Cedric's corner.
This is Cedric's corner, you know, so, you know, shit change, you know, and time has passed. A lot of time has passed. So, with that, a lot of changes happened as well. So, away.
Sure. Now you were moving on.
Away.
Yeah. Sure. And then with everything that's passed, to sum up our beautiful conversation, man, what's your word to the youth? You can look into the camera and tell them.
Damn.
Young Kaba.
Young me,
Thirsty for Onyx Kaba.
Right now, I just say just go harder. It's not gonna make sense now. That's all I'm gonna say. And like, try not to figure it now. Like, you'll catch it after. It's one of those things where you catch it after, and just go hard. Don't look back. Don't be remorseful. Learn mistakes. This is the perfect time where you can learn mistakes. You've got the time, the place. Just go hard. And yeah, this is a bit personal because I feel like I was not going hard. And you know, sometimes you look back and I was like, oh, if I did that, I could have been this far. So yeah, just go hard and figure it out later. You know,
there's a Jay-Z song you need to listen to. It's called Regrets.
Oh yeah.
The hook is, in order to survive, you gotta learn to live with regrets.
Yeah.
I was like, it's too much. Nah, shout out, man. Appreciate this.
Appreciate love.
Appreciate this.
Love.
All love.
Yo, Philly. Really nice. Yeah.